So now this is a car.
Help me understand.
Remind me to never work on a vintage dirt bike again. This isn't fun. So
and one time an iPhone, I peed on the ground at Mommy's.
I'm gonna be doing the 10 finger wiggle here. If that doesn't work, I'm just gonna catch it on fire. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're working on getting this dirt bike running. I'm gonna do a time warp to the back in times to get you guys caught up on where we're at and what I have done to try to get this thing running. Good morning. It's a Friday morning. I don't have really a whole lot of time today. I got little dude, he doesn't have daycare on Fridays. So I was just gonna try to drain, and as I get gas in my face, I was just gonna try to drain this fuel tank so tomorrow I could replace the petcock. That is absolutely not the correct size fuel line, but I think I can make it happen. I also ordered a new kick pedal. A throttle handle grippy thingy that'll actually work correctly. So let's see if... Alright guys, we're back on this. I drained the tank. I'm going to replace the petcock, pull the carburetor off, replace the... I got a whole new throttle assembly. It was like 15 bucks on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description. So I'm going to have to replace the throttle cable, which I'm gonna have to pull the carburetor off anyway to do that. And then I think if I replace the throttle cable, replace the throttle assembly, put a new petcock on, put some fresh gas in it, it should work now. If that doesn't work, maybe carburetor rebuild. The only other thing I was thinking of is maybe when I pull the carb off, I'll make sure the float is working and there's not a bunch of bad gas in there or something. But I'm just gonna pull this stuff apart, time-lapse mode, and you don't need to see me do all of that again. Carburetor pulled apart. These floats sit on pins, which is kind of weird. There's like 2 of them. I'm gonna spray these out. I'm gonna spray this bowl out with brake clean. Somebody's been in here and they cleaned it, but there's definitely some gunk in here. All right, I'm bringing you guys in here. I tried a bunch of stuff off camera. So this cable, this is the throttle cable, obviously. It pulls the cable on the carburetor and it pulls, I assume this has something to do with the oil sending unit thingy. But I'm gonna have to, I can't get this old cable on the new assembly for the new throttle. I can't find anything either. I need to clean up this giant mess because I'm losing bits and bobs. But anyway, I'm just gonna have to cut this, and then I'm gonna have to take this new cable. Yeah, like I assume this is soldered on here. I can solder, so everything should be okay. So I'm gonna have to cut this old one and then cut the new one, and then re-solder this back on here, I guess, or something. Basically, this just needs to pull both of these cables, so shouldn't really be that big of a deal, I guess. So I cut the old one off, and then I realized this new one, I tried to melt it with MAP gas. It's just a big, excuse me, it's just a big ball of solder. So I can do that. I can make a big ball of solder. All right, I got some flux. This is for plumbing, but that's fine. All right, well, I've pretty much just broken everything and I can't do it. I need a 2-to-1 throttle cable now because I didn't understand how that little Y thing. So when you pull the throttle cable, it pulls the carburetor cable, and it also pulls the oil whatever thing cable. Yeah, I just broke it all, and now I have to order another part because I broke it, so there's nothing I can do. I'm gonna have to take the carburetor back apart. I'm gonna have to undo that oil thing and see how that works. Hopefully I can even get in there. I don't know. I'm feeling kind of bummed about all of this. So, all right, about an hour later, I didn't give up. I zip tied these together. I found this little bracket. I resoldered this onto here. I zip tied this onto here. We've got throttleage now and oil pumping edge. So I'm gonna put the tank back on. I need to redo this throttle cable. I'm gonna have to order a new one because there's too much tension on this one, but I cut it too many times basically. So I shouldn't need to check for spark or anything. I'm pretty sure we're in neutral. Oh yeah, I forgot that my kick pedal was very broken. So let me try to rig that thing back up real quick. Hold on. All right, I kind of rigged the, oh, I just dropped C-clamps all over the floor, so that's great. We'll clean that up later. All right, let's see if I can do it. All right, I checked for spark, had plenty of spark. I'm gonna spray some carb cleaner in the carb, and we're gonna try that. I don't understand.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
All right, well, I just messed with this thing for like a whole other hour. It's getting spark. It's got to be a carburation problem. Get a new carburetor for like $25. I would say I'd rebuild this one, but I don't know anything about it. So it seems like it'd be more worth it to just order a cheap carburetor on the old interwebs. Just slap that thing on there. I checked the spark plug gap. I checked spark multiple times. Sometimes it's definitely doing something because it'll get a little bit of burn off on the exhaust. So there is an exhaust leak in the front. So I'm just gonna order a new carburetor. Take a couple days to get here. We'll slap that thing on. If that doesn't work, I'm just gonna catch it on fire. So all right, see you guys later. So I'm at home with little dude. He's in there playing video games. We just went on a walk. I decided this had to be a fuel problem. I ordered a $40 carburetor on Amazon. I found a diagram to this and I figured out where I guess this only has one jet in it, I think. Well, it was the only jet I found, but it was clogged up. So yesterday, when I was trying to get this started, we were not getting any fuel. So I took it apart, cleaned the jet, carb sprayed out the whole thing. There's also this little, I don't know what this goes to, but I just plugged it off, but it seems fuel doesn't come out of it. I don't know. I have it plugged off right now because it seems like it needs to be plugged off, like, because that's what I would do on a carburetor on a car. But I don't know if that has something to do, maybe if that's actually what's creating, maybe that's actually what's creating the vacuum, like in the carburetor, so it can do carburetor things, but that doesn't kind of make sense because it looks, I don't know what that does. And the diagrams, it's like microfilm scans and they're terrible. So I don't know, But I cleaned that jet out, so yesterday we definitely weren't getting any fuel. And then the only other thing we got going on is I got a new kick pedal, because this one is broken. It was already kind of broken when I got it, but now it's really broken because I've kicked it 50, 100,000 times. The moment of truth. Let's open up this petcock, give her some pumps. Man, still just does not. All right, so I decided that I think that I'm getting weak spark. So this is we'll just call it an HEI because that's basically what it is. When you spin the motor over, it sends, I guess, some amount of voltage to this, and then it basically does the thing that points do, and then that sends this to the coil, and then the coil does coil things, and then sends it to the spark plug. This is the positive. Well, it's connected to this harness connector thingy, and then this is the ground. I tested continuity between the ground. This is grounded to this, like it's grounded to the frame. I tested continuity from this ground to the frame. It's getting ground, and then I tested this ground wire continuity to this, and I'm getting continuity, but I think I'm losing positive. Well, and then also, like, this is a thing, this was spliced into something. I'm gonna rewire, I'm gonna cut off all the gobbledygook, and then I'm gonna solder it all back up clean and then connect it back to this. The only other thing that I might try is to just get rid of this and just solder it straight off the HEI straight to the coil with heavier gauge wire. So I just went ahead and just soldered this up direct from the ignition module. And then here's the ground. It's grounded onto this, and so what I did was I ran an engine ground, which I know dirt bikes probably never have engine grounds, but cars do. So now this is a car. So I think I'm getting better spark now. Let's see if you can see that. Yeah, it's nice and bright. Looks like it's sparking more too. So my wiring job. I also I eliminated everything. I assume this is the ground that goes to the battery. I don't know where I cut everything, so I don't know how any of this is gonna work in the future, but I'll just look at a diagram, or I'll just make up a diagram because I rewired a truck so I can figure it out. I'm pretty much totally lost on this. There's no way that we're getting fuel, because we're for sure getting spark. Help me understand. I'm running out of memory card space, so I'm gonna mess with this off camera, and if I get it running, I'll bring you back in. All right, guys, it's like a week later on this thing. What was happening is when I would kickstart it, smoke started not coming out of the actual exhaust, but it started, I mean, this is missing. Oh, I just got, see, yeah. So we're not getting, this I think was sealed with some sort of gasket, and then as it heated up, that gasket went away. So somebody must have used this as like a parts rig. I ordered a new gasket and a seal and then the actual bracket thingy for this. But essentially this thing is just not gonna run until I get those parts. So I did rebuild this carburetor, but it's still leaking. So I just ordered a cheap carburetor on the Amazonias from the jungle. So we gotta wait for those parts to come in. First thing that must be done is we must remove this carburetor. I am hoping that the thread pitch on the top of this, where the doer, the make it happener the wire that makes the thing happen, where the air comes in, is the same, because I don't know how to get the throttle cable into this thing, and I don't want to mess with it, but I will if I have to. I'm just gonna do a time lapse of me trying to get this on here. If we run into problems, I will show you the problems which we are having on the carburetor swapping. The thread pitch on the top of the old carburetor, where this threads on so that the cable can go into the thing and pull up on the thing, is different. So I do have to switch out this piece. I think it's just this little nut, this little nut here tightens onto the thing, and then you pull this. Yeah, I think it's gonna be pretty straightforward, hopefully. I got the old one off, and then it should just be, so I need the spring, and I've clearly never done this before. So I'll have to compress the spring, which is very springy, so it's hard to do. There's probably a trade secret to this. I'm gonna be doing the 10 finger wiggle here. And then, okay, so there's a big hole and a small hole, but the thing that sucks is that you also got to get this little guy in, and he goes, oh my goodness, does this thing go, I don't even know what this thing does, really. I guess it kind of like locks that in place. That doesn't make any sense. I don't even know what this thing does. It's just like a thing that exists. Like, what does that do? I guess it goes in there like that, but I don't know why. I guess it holds the little thingy in place. Remind me to never work on a vintage dirt bike again. This isn't fun. Why do I even need that piece? All right, I zip tied this spring together, and then I will just cut off the zip ties. Oh yeah, I should have done this 10 minutes ago. Hell yeah. Get the zip tie out of the thing. I did it. It helps if you use all the right parts from the right thing and not try to use the old parts with the new thing. So, I guess we'll make sure the throttle does throttle things. Oh. It doesn't. Cool, great, love it. What? Why isn't that? Oh, cool. My thing came off the thing. My little throttle bracket doohickey just got unplugged, so that's no big deal. You know, my little throttle linkage thing that I made, well, it just came unplugged from that. Not a big deal. I think this will be easier if I mount the carburetor. Got the carburetor on. I got the bolts, the mounting bolts laced up. Gonna hook this fuel line back up to it, and then it should do carburetor things. I got all my bits and bobs here. I do think I'm gonna need to look at a diagram to see the order. I'm not sure if this rubber gasket goes in first and then it's this, probably, and then this probably goes on top. And then I ordered new hardware for the this. Hopefully I ordered the right parts. Gotta pull this away. As you can see, it's very tight. I think it's just like a 12mm bolt right here. Or well, the bolt size, the head of the bolt is 12mm. So get that off. Of course, this let's see, number 1481 1481. Which one's 1481 is it? Here, 1481. Of course, I don't remember which one is which, so that's great. That was very dumb of me. Yeah, because this fits in here real good. And then I'm going with, this goes, I hope you can. Okay, so I got that little metal sleeve gasket thingy in there, and then I'm going with this goes next. You know the joke about not being able to find a 10mm? Well, that's happening to me right now. Well, I found a 1/4" drive, 10mm, which is not what I was looking for. Trying to find a 3/8, but. Oh, if you're wondering what this motorcycle is over here, it's my neighbor's grandson's. The kid stripped out one of the spark plug holes in one of the cylinders, and my neighbor asked me if I could try to fix it. He stripped it out and then he put a helicoil in it, but he didn't drill the helicoil out like to the proper diameter, and now the helicoil is stuck in it, and I tried to mess with it and get the helicoil out, but if it was simple, like it was a simple thing to remove the head on that thing, it's got all the, you know, the computers and crap on it, and yeah, I'm not messing with it. He offered to pay me, but I'm not. If it was mine, I would mess with it because I would want to ride my own motorcycle, but I'm not gonna mess with it. But if you're wondering what that is, that's what that is. He's storing it over here because he's going on vacation for a few days or something. Anyway, I'm gonna put some gas in this thing. Weird not having to like do anything. I guess I should probably leave the kickstand down. I don't know what I'm doing. Why did I do that? All right. Oh, I guess I should turn the petcock on. Am I in gear? No. Well, that seems like literally nothing is happening. I don't want to kick this thing 50 million times. All right, let me get this spark plug out of here. Yep, getting all the spark. All right. So we got spark. I'm sure we have fuel. I'm messing with the air fuel mixture. That sounded like something almost happened. This doesn't even seem like this is close. I just don't know why it ran, you know, a week ago and now it won't. I saw an explosion, whatever that means. Like, I don't get it. It backfired really, 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 really loud. I don't know what to do. Let me get on the Google machine. All right, the only other thing I haven't done on this thing is run a compression test. The rings are smoked, and when I ran it the other day, I smoked it. Hopefully I have the right thread pitch to run a compression test, but I just don't know. Even when I put starting fluid in the spark plug hole and it still wouldn't start. So, and I'm getting spark and it seems decent, you know, it's not the best spark ever, but I wonder what thread pitch this is. Full throttle. I mean, I'm getting almost 90. Yeah, that seems like plenty.
to run a dang. Also, is the choke? Oh yeah, the choke's on. Yeah, 90 seems good to me. Yeah, we're topped out at 90. 90 seems fine. Okay, now that we know we have compression, I just don't know what else to do.
I guess I could look up the resistance on the thing and test that. And I've got a new coil. I'm gonna get on Google and see how to test this ignition system. I need you to hold the multimeter on these two wires for me.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna push this with my hands.
Am I gonna be able to trick you?
So this black one will go here and then the red one will go on this wire. Alright, that's a lot. My ground kind of sucks too, so I don't know what I was doing when I was soldering this crap, but I didn't do a very good job. And then this ground, I'm getting continuity, so the ground should be good. I'm going to use this electrical tape from 1995. Let's try that. I wonder, the only other thing I'm wondering is maybe this needs to be grounded better, like the thing. I would think that if I sprayed starting fluid in this thing, it would start. Hello, it's the next day. I'm here with little dude. You want to say what's up?
What's up?
I gave up on trying to get that motorcycle to run, dirt bike, whatever it is. So, yeah, I actually filmed a little outro yesterday, but I accidentally kept time-lapsing it, so
And one time, an iPhone, I peed on the ground at Mommy's.
Yep, he peed on the ground. Anyway, can't get it to run, can't get it to start. I give up. I'm selling it on Facebook Marketplace. So
A
parrot. All right, well, thanks for watching. Really appreciate you guys watching me try to get a dirt bike to run for 2 hours that doesn't run. I think it might be like internal engine things. Somebody suggested crankshaft seals or something. I don't know. I don't know anything about dirt bikes. I don't want to rebuild a dirt bike motor. I want to put lift kits on Toyota Corollas. So, all right. Thanks for watching. See you later. You want to say bye?